The number two thing that you also need to do is to insist on healthy diet. What do I say? Yes, of course, you are what you eat actually. Like I said earlier when I was starting that after the creation in the book of Genesis chapter 1 verse 29, the first commandment that God gave to man was to eat. Is that clear? The Lord provided food for man, the green plant and the animals in the bush. The Bible said they are for our meat. Is that clear? God knowing that I have created man in my own image, but if this man is going to be sustained, he needs food to survive. I'd have to provide for it. And Mark chapter 5 verse 43, when the Jairus daughter was raised to death by Jesus Christ, the first commandment that Jesus gave to them is that, one, tell no man what has happened. Secondly, give him something to eat. To tell you that food is of utmost importance if we must keep healthy, as it is the wish of the Lord for us to be healthy. Part of what we need to do is to watch what enters into our mouth. And can I begin by telling you that not everything that you eat that your body needs? Are we together? It is not everything that enters your mouth that actually is needed by your body cells. Okay? So we also need to not just eat everything that comes around us, but to keep a healthy diet. Are we together? So for you to actually eat healthy, one of the things that you need to do is to avoid excess processed food. What do I say? Yes, you got to avoid excess processed food. Processed food are already made food. Can we call them? Indomie, spaghetti. Call them now, we know them. And so many of them, including canned drinks. Those are what? Already made food. Geisha them. Or many of them. All of those things that have been prepared that you can just start eating them. They are not in their natural form. Why are they so not good to be? I'm not saying if you consume them, you'll die. They are still good. All of us eat it. But what we are saying is that if they are the major part of your meal, you are going to have a lot of chemicals in your system. All right? Now, a number of chemicals we are employed during the point of manufacturing of those substances, including preservatives. Are we there? Preservatives are there so that the thing doesn't spoil easily, that the manufacturer can make some gain. Is that it has artificial sweeteners, okay, things that will be appealing to your mouth, so that they tell you it's an apple drink. If you taste it, it should taste like an apple. It's actually not an apple, actually. Are we together? I usually give illustration with lacasera. You know, most of us know familiar with lacasera. I don't know if lacasera is still in existence. Ah, okay. Lacasera is said to be an apple drink, Abi. How much is it sold now? Is it up to 200 now? Okay, now 200. What is the cost of one apple? 250. Now, how many apples do you think you can process to get to the quantity of lacasera? Talk to me. Can 10 do it? Now 10 apple cannot get that lacasera, and 10 apple cost 2,000 naira, and an apple drink is sold for 200 naira. That tells you it is not an apple, it is an apple flavor. Is that clear? Now, if that flavor is actually a chemical that has been put together to make it very tasty to the mouth. So every processed food has artificial sweeteners, preservatives, coloring agents, and so many other chemicals. Do you understand? When you measure your food on processed food, you are increasing in your body what we call free radicals. What do I say? Free radicals. Free radicals are a group of chemicals that put together. Of course, if you have knowledge of basic science, you will know that radical is a group of elements that function as a single unit. How many of you are science students here? Hello? Yes. So some of us who do science in our secondary school can attest to what I'm talking about. Radical is a group of chemicals that function as a single unit, something like ammonia, hydroxide, okay, and so on. Now, in your body, those elements from those chemicals come together to form what we call free radicals. It is referred to as free radical because they are a group of elements that move freely in the body without any positive effect. When there are too much free radical in your body, number one, You are going to experience what we call premature aging. What do I say? Premature aging. So you are going to be older than your age. So you see, that guy is just 25, but he look like a 40-year-old man. Oh my God. I remember was talking about that kaka. Anyway, it's still God anyway. But part of what we need to do is to take care of our body and what we eat. By God's grace, I'm close to 40. I'm close to 40. But I don't look like one. Please, let's take care of what we are eating. Do you understand? Let's take care of what we are eating. Don't take so much free radicals. Is that clear? So much processed food can give you free radicals. And free radicals will make you to be older than your age. Are you there? And then it will squeeze your skin and so many other health implications. So avoid processed food. Measure your food on fruits, nuts, and vegetables. Is that clear? Measure your food on natural substances. All right? Natural substances. Reason because God is so wonderful. God in his wisdom have enshrined into those natural substances basic elements and nutrients that will keep us healthy. Can I tell you something? Do you know that if there is no drug in this world, inside a most fruits, vegetables, and herbs that God created are drug for different ailments. Do you understand? And our body also produces some drug as well. You don't know? Yes. Next time you feel headache, don't take paracetamol. Just lie down and sleep. You discover that the headache will disappear. There's a drug in your body that your body is going to make, but you need you to relax before it can make that. Do you understand? And of course, sometimes those ailments, those symptoms are indication that we need to pay attention. Just like red light in vehicle. And when some kind of sound out about anyone in a vehicle, you don't need to be silent. You need to stop and check out what is causing the sound. Is that correct? So sometimes headache is like that. Headache is not a disease on its own. So when you feel headache, it's indication that you might be stressed out or you might have underlying sickness like malaria, typhoid, and stuff like that that can give such symptoms. Are we following? So if you then take care of it or you lie down and sleep, the thing will disappear. I will not come back again. So in our body, there are drugs. So inside those vegetables, fruits, nuts, herbs are some nutrients that should keep your body healthy and sound. No wonder ndị mgbe ochie dị ka ha ka anyị ebi ogologo ndụ. Have you noticed that? Our forefathers live like my grandfather is 125 years before he died. Of course, my grandmother is still alive till date, and she's over 130. And so on and so forth. So some of them are living healthier than some of us. 25 years, I say, gone so soon. 30 years, and he had died. Painful exit. By 40 or 45 years, to God be the glory. 50 years, call to glory. Let's take care of our body by eating natural substances. Vegetables have what we call antioxidants. Antioxidants are essential elements that actually prevent oxidative damage of certain cells in our body. All right? There are, of course, just like everything of our manufacture, our body has a way of responding to different things at different times. Sometimes there is what we call degenerational breakdown of some cells. You understand? So, but when you take what we call antioxidant, it will prevent them to an extent. You understand? So, green leafy vegetables contain vitamin B, vitamin C. These are notable antioxidants. They prevent oxidative damage of cells. Do you understand that? They prevent oxidative damage of cells so that you can keep healthy. So, anybody who measures his food on vegetables, fruits and nuts will not only uh, increase its blood volume because they are notable blood synthesizers. Do you understand? Those vegetables also contain um, folate, folic acid, iron, and vitamin B12 that are necessary for blood synthesis. So when you take them, you have enough blood. You understand? There will be those vitamins will go to the bone marrows where blood are produced in our body and they act as catalysts and speed up blood production. Are we together? And when that is done, you will discover you live a healthy life. You have enough blood. You understand? And aside that, they also prevent some cell from damaging. You understand? So that as you age, you don't bend down at no okay. Are we together? So these are the generational effects in our body. Every day, medically speaking, there's what we call apoptosis. Apoptosis is programmed cell death. That is to say that for every cell in your body, there is a time set aside for them to die. Is that clear? And each time they die, certain things happen in your body that your body needs to recover from, and some of them they may not recover in a hurry. You understand? So before you eventually die, many cells must have died in your body. Is that clear? So some persons you see that are bending, as a result of certain cells that are no longer strong to hold them. Maybe some of them are dead and some of them are weak and they can not stand erect again and they have to bend before they walk. Okay, so those age individual and sometimes younger persons is as a result of certain cells that are dying. But vegetables, fruits, nuts will give you a number. I don't want to go into detail. I don't know if we have all the time. I've been given time to summarize. I don't know what's the time, please. I wouldn't want to see the time I was given. It's 2:45 already. I was asked to stop at 2:45. But let's see if we can touch other things. I wanted to mention some fruits and the vegetables and the nuts and some of their health benefits. Okay, let's just jump that. Maybe if I am done mentioning the 5 steps that you need to do to get into the health line, we can look at that if time permits. Is that agreement? All right, let's proceed. So, you must insist on a healthy diet. Avoid excess processed food and measure your food on what fruits, vegetables, and nuts, and drink enough water. And then, next one is for you to drink enough water because it's part of the diet that you need. Water is therapeutic, actually. There are so many diseases that water can as well cure. Do you know that yellowing of the urine that people say it is malaria is not all the time malaria? Do you understand? When your urine yellow, most times it's indication that your body is lacking water. Is that clear? When you are suffering from dehydration, that is less water in your body, your urine color will change. So if you take water enough, you discover it will come back to normal because your urine is supposed to be transparent actually. You understand? So anytime you are not producing transparent urine, know that something is wrong with your system. And your body is going to adjust, sometimes giving you a negative symptom as a result of that. So please take enough water on a daily basis, especially in a hot weather. You understand? Especially in what? In hot weather, because in hot weather, you remove more water than you do in a cold weather. Is that correct? In cold weather, you urinate more. Is that not so? Reason being that sweat is not going out. The sweat is also water in your body going out. You understand? So you are losing water from different sources. So by the time you don't replenish them, you may increase the osmotic pressure of your body. Okay, and that will have adverse effect on your blood pressure. Okay, and so many other parts of your system. So take enough water and eat moderate protein, especially for some of us who are no longer adolescent. Okay, you don't need excess protein. Somebody listen to me. You don't need excess protein because the excess of it could also be devastating. It could have adverse effects on your body. If you are no longer at the age of growth, all right, you have to eat little protein because the proteinous food that you are going to be eating will do a few work in your body, maybe to replenish worn out tissues and stuff like that. But for somebody who is still in the growing age, all right, 19 years below to 1 year thereabout are the people who need enough of protein. Below 19 years, below 18 years, 17, 15, 10, 11. All right. When you, as an adult who is no longer growing or is advanced in age, eat excessive proteinous food, call it nkwobi, isiewu, and all the stuff we eat. All right, you are producing excess amino acid in your body. And can I tell you that our body doesn't store amino acid, which is the end product of protein digestion? Is that clear? So when you produce excess amino acid, your liver will convert it to waste product. So what it means is that by the time you eat excess protein, your body will take just the little amount that your body can assimilate at that point in time. Then excess is going to be wasted in your urine and you remove them out. You understand? So as more and more you take much protein, the more waste product you generate. The more and more you put excess protein, the more dustbin in your system. Does that make sense? So you are not only producing dustbin, but you are giving your liver more work to do. Because what processes protein, fat, processed food generally is liver. After digestion of food by the alimentary canal, digested particles are absorbed by the small intestine. All right, and after the absorption, those materials, which includes amino acid, glucose, fructose, galactose, amino acid, carboxylic acid, and glycerol, those are food substances that we get when we eat. Those are going to be absorbed from the small intestine and carried to the liver through hepatic portal vein. Am I speaking too much English? Uh, all right. So actually, some medical term doesn't have Igbo version, so permit me. So whatever nice word, so permit me. You can ask questions for clarification later. So the liver then processes the food when they get them. All right. So the liver processes the food, and then the little amount that is needed is going to be introduced in the bloodstream that carries them to the cells of the body where they have been assimilated. While the excess is going to be wasted. Is that clear? The excess is going to be what? Wasted. Because our body doesn't store amino acid, unlike glucose. Our body stores glucose. So if you eat too much apple, no problem. The only effect will not get make it robust. You'll be adding weight. You have more tissues. You understand? Because so much of glucose is going to be converted to glycogen that will be stored under tissues and all that. So as more and more you eat of excess of it, of starch, you add. You understand? But as you eat excess of protein, your body can take the one you can use at the moment, and then the excess is going to be wasted. And by wasting it, you are increasing the workload on the liver, and that can affect the liver function. Do you understand? That's why liver disease seems to be more common among the affluent class. That is Ndingwelego. Is that correct? Because they consume a lot. But then we one restaurant, bar, not even a restaurant, a bar no in our area. Some persons by 11 p.m. I mean, yes, 11 p.m. on carbon. Sorry, 11 p.m. carbon. Right? By 11:12, you see nwoke nwere ezinụlọ ka ọ ka na ba na-aba mba. You understand? Na-ata anụ nọ na ya na-aṅụpụ nkụ, you know. And to them, they are enjoying, but actually it is devastating to their health. Too much of everything is bad. That's why the Bible advocates moderation. You understand? Everything must be done with what? Moderation. Are we still following? So please eat drink enough water, eat moderate protein, and then eat fruits and nuts.